back to another vlog.
Coaching under quarantine.
Some big news got revealed yesterday, or it'll be yesterday to you guys because you're 8 hours ahead or something. But Luzon is actually extending for another 2 weeks, so that will take it to 5 weeks?
30th of April.
30th of April, so how many weeks is that? It's like 5 weeks, right? A month or 5 weeks?
No, it's more than a month because it started on the 14th or the 15th of March, so it'll be like 6 weeks in total, I think.
6 weeks. I think England's going to do the same as well. I think most of the world, to be honest, are going to do the same. I think April's going to be a write-off for every country around the world, to be honest.
Our Prime Minister said that we would do like a lockdown, and by lockdown we're still allowed to do certain things for 3 weeks and then it'd be reviewed, so that's due to be reviewed next week. We have no idea what's going to happen there because our Prime Minister is currently in intensive care with the coronavirus, so the news is more about that at the moment, isn't it? So we're waiting for an update as to what will happen with ours, but we're expecting
A similar thing, to be honest. I think.
Extended lockdown with more restrictions because people have been taking advantage of the allowance that we've been given. So yes, Luzon is continuing the quarantine. From what I understand from reading, I think that the rest of the country's governments have the option to decide whether they will continue and further the extension or whether they will start easing off. And I know that Iloilo took a vote, and the community said that they will abide by whatever is decided, and the mayor has extended the quarantine until April 30th as well. So they are two places that we know is going to continue. So what is happening in your area? Has your government announced yet whether you will be extending or whether you will be easing off your quarantine? I've got a feeling
I think everyone's going to extend.
Everyone will extend because obviously test kits are now available, which means that you're going to see a spike in cases because
more people
are getting tested at a quicker rate. I know that thousands of people have already been tested, and they're kind of trying to do it at a very quick pace. So I think a lot of people will be positive. The sooner you get them people the care that they need, the quicker the spike will come down, because if you don't know you're infected, you're infecting people around you. So obviously it's going to carry on going up. But I think for now, same as here in the UK, I think that everyone around the world is going to start extending their lockdown.
I think so. I don't think because it makes no sense if every other island in the Philippines doesn't extend, because if Luzon's extended, it kind of defeats the object. If Luzon's going to do the extended lockdown, but then nobody else is, so if there's anybody that's still sick that doesn't know, they could still travel to Luzon like in a couple of weeks or whatever, and they're still going to have the virus. So it makes no sense unless everybody does the same thing, everybody extends. That's the way I think.
Yeah, I agree. If you're in, let's say, for example, Cebu, and you travel to Luzon after 30th of April because Cebu allowed, the restrictions to be lifted. This is just an example. Then whoever is infected goes to Luzon, infects the whole of Luzon, then you're back in the same situation that you were in a couple of weeks ago. So it makes sense for everyone to follow suit. I think that they will.
I think they will.
Not because obviously it's been requested by Duterte that everyone does, but I think each individual government will be very conscious of the safety of their people, and I just think that it makes sense for everyone to do the same. So
another 2 weeks, guys, of being bored in our house.
Bored in the house, but I'm in the house bored.
No.
It's hard. It's really hard. Like it's hard for us because when we're in England, we're used to just working and not seeing each other because we're just constantly working or busy and doing extra hours to get money to come back to the Philippines. And then now we're in England and we've got nothing to do. We're like, so what now?
It's gonna be a really long, boring month this month.
Yeah, and do you know what as well? I know that every Filipino out there is like, they're struggling this week because it's Holy Week. And I know that Holy Week is the biggest.
Oh, was it this week? Holy Week?
This week,
Oh.
Holy Week. It's Good Friday on Friday. It's Easter Sunday on Sunday. So I know that like you're really going to be having a tough time because you celebrate this week massively over there. So we are thinking of you. Let us know if what you had planned for your Holy Week. If this hadn't have happened, where were you going to go? What were you going to do? We would have been in our house, celebrating in our house.
Maybe we would have done the procession again, maybe.
Yeah, we would have gone to the procession. I know that there's a couple of different processions.
Maybe the one in Guimaras. You want to see the one in Guimaras?
I do. I really want to go to the one in Guimaras because I know that they do the recreation of the cross. But we'll talk about that at the weekend. We'll talk about that on the weekend because it's Easter at the weekend. So we'll talk all things Easter. But just let us know where you were going to go for your Holy Week celebrations this year, and we're sorry that that's all been cancelled, but it just means bigger and better celebrations next year. Don't worry about it.
Fiesta. Woo.
Yeah. Is the whole country going to have like one ginormous fiesta after this?
I think
that you should, I just think that, like, imagine the whole country just celebrates.
We're going to miss it.
Quarantine Independence Day.
If we missed it, though, you're going to have to wait, guys, for us to come back before you can have this massive celebration, all right? Because I want to see it. And I want mangoes as well.
Oh, that's the worst part. We didn't even really get that many mangoes while we were
I don't think we had any mangoes this year, guys. What do we do? We're amateurs. Alright, well, that was it for today's vlog. It's only a short and sweet vlog. And what are we doing in the next video, maybe?
Well, we've heard there's a little Filipino shop in the high street near Chris's house. And apparently, because it's a little mini supermarket, a little Filipino supermarket, it's meant to open at 10 o'clock in the morning. So right now it's 9:30. And we're going to go and have a look at it and see if we can get some ingredients and make some form of sisig. Now, whether it's going to be pork sisig or beef sisig is very kind of on the fence, because I don't think we're going to be able to get the ingredients for pork sisig, because that's just not stuff that we sell here, unless you know a very specific place, which I do not. So we're gonna see if we can make a sisig. So maybe that'll be the next video. So cooking with Koshin.
Hopefully it doesn't go like as catastrophic as the last video, because that was crazy.
That was really funny though, don't you think? That was a really funny video. I was actually giggling and watching that back. So we hope that you enjoy our cooking with Koshin. Let us know, because we will carry on. But for now, it's goodbye.
Peace.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you again in the next vlog. Short and sweet.